What if one simple mistake in your weight loss plan is the reason your hair is starting to fall out and you don't even realize it? It's actually very common to see a patient who feels like they're finally making progress, losing weight, staying disciplined, doing everything they've been told to do, only to come back a couple of months later noticing more hair in the shower, more on the brush, and a thinner ponytail. And at that point, it feels confusing because everything seems like it's working except this. So when we look a little deeper, this is usually not random. It is the body responding to how the weight loss is happening. So in today's video, we will focus on the biggest mistake that leads to hair loss during weight loss. And I'll break down 5 essential tips on how to prevent it step by step or tip by tip. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Maria Azizian, a board-certified general surgeon and an IFM-certified functional medicine physician. On this channel, I share health tips on skin health, food and supplements, functional medicine, surgery, and the latest medical research to help you feel your best. And if that sounds good, please like, share with your friends and family, and subscribe. So let's start with understanding why hair loss often happens during the weight loss and what's actually happening in your body. So when your body senses stress, whether that's from rapid weight loss, under eating, or not getting enough nutrients, it shifts into a protective mode. It starts prioritizing what it considers essential for survival: your brain, your heart, your vital organs. But not your hair, unfortunately. Hair doesn't make that list. So the hair cycle changes and you start shedding more hairs. And this is what we call telogen effluvium. What is this? Telogen effluvium sounds scary, but it's not a difficult concept. Hair doesn't grow continuously. It grows in cycles. There is a growth phase called anagen, which lasts several years, typically anywhere from 2 to 6 years for scalp hair. Then a short transition phase, and then a resting phase called telogen, which lasts about 2 to 3 months. At any given time, most of your hair, about 85 to 90%, is actively growing, so it is in the growth phase. Only a small percentage is in that resting or shedding phase. Now, here's what happens during stress, like rapid weight loss. The body pushes a larger number of hair follicles out of the growth phase and into that resting phase. But, and this is the key, those hairs don't fall out right away. I have to say, and I say that to all my patients at our functional medicine clinic who struggle with hair loss, is that everything with hair takes 2 to 3 months. Why? Because it's hair cycle dependent. Hair sits in that resting phase for about 2 to 3 months because that's just how long that part of hair cycle lasts. And only after that do hair begin to shed. So by the time you notice more hair in the shower or more hair on the brush, you're actually seeing the result of something that happened 2 to 3 months ago. And that's why this feels so confusing, because someone might say, I've been doing great lately, so why? Why is my hair falling out now? But the trigger wasn't now. The trigger was earlier, when the body first experienced stress. And the good news is that this also works in reverse. Once the stressor is corrected, the hair cycle can gradually reset and regrowth can occur. So that brings us to the biggest mistake that people make with the weight loss that leads to hair loss. So the biggest weight loss mistake that leads to hair loss is trying to lose weight too fast. Because when calories drop too low, the body just doesn't interpret that as a success. It interprets this as stress. Metabolism slows down, thyroid signaling can shift, and the body goes into conservation mode. And this is exactly why fast weight loss is often, well, I see it a bit of a gimmick. It may look good on the scale, but internally the body is trying to protect itself. And in that state, hair growth is simply not a priority. If the body doesn't feel safe, it will not invest in your hair. Now, we also have to talk about medications like Ozempic and other GLP-1 agonists, because they have become such a big part of the weight loss conversation. So these medications can be very effective, but they come with an important nuance. And again, they suppress appetite, which helps with weight loss. But sometimes appetite drops so much that people are barely eating. And when that happens, it's not just calories that drop. Protein drops, iron intake drops, micronutrients drop. So what you end up with is rapid weight loss combined with undernourishment, and that is one of the strongest setups for hair shedding. And it's important to be clear that the medication itself is not directly damaging your hair, but the environment it creates, if not managed carefully, can absolutely lead to hair loss. So now the important question becomes, what can we actually do to prevent this? And this is where it becomes very practical. So let's go over my 5 essential tips to prevent hair loss during weight loss. And the first essential tip to prevent hair loss during weight loss is protein. And this is the foundation. Hair is made primarily of keratin, which is a protein. So if protein intake drops, the body simply does not have the building blocks it needs to maintain healthy hair growth. And during weight loss, protein needs actually go up, not down, because the body is also trying to preserve muscle and metabolism. So what I often see is someone eating smaller portions, skipping meals, having coffee for breakfast and a light salad for lunch, and thinking that they're doing everything right. But when you actually calculate protein intake, it's often far below what the body needs. So in real life, this means protein at every meal. And I repeat, at every meal: eggs, fish, chicken, legumes, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or protein shake if needed. Breakfast should not be just coffee. A salad should not be just lettuce. So the first step is simple but critical. Do not let protein disappear from your diet. The second essential tip to prevent hair loss is iron, especially ferritin. Many patients are told their iron is normal, but ferritin is the storage form of iron that can still be low or borderline, and hair is very sensitive to ferritin. Someone can have normal hemoglobin and still experience iron-related hair shedding because their iron stores are not optimal for hair growth. So in real life, this means including iron-rich foods regularly: red meat, lentils, beans, leafy greens, and also thinking about absorption. Pairing iron with vitamin C actually helps a lot. Also, the studies have shown, unfortunately, that drinking coffee or tea around meals can reduce absorption of iron. The third essential tip to prevent hair loss is making sure you're getting enough key micronutrients. Hair growth is very nutrient sensitive, and the ones we pay closest attention to are zinc, vitamin D, biotin, and B vitamins. So zinc supports hair follicle function and repair. Vitamin D plays a role in the hair cycle and in general in immune balance. Biotin can help if there is a deficiency, but more, sometimes I see, not always better, and high dose actually can interfere with lab tests. B vitamins support energy in general and red blood cells and overall cellular function. So this is really about nutrient density, making sure that even if you're eating less, what you're eating is actually nourishing your body. So this is the third tip. Don't just eat less, eat smarter. The fourth essential tip to prevent hair loss is avoiding extreme calorie restriction. This does not mean overeating, but it does mean avoiding extremes because, as I mentioned earlier, the body sees severe restriction as stress. And when that happens, it shifts into conservation mode, slowing metabolism, adjusting your hormones, and that's several hormones that we'll talk in a minute, and also reducing functions like hair growth. So in real life, this means not skipping meals entirely, not staying on a very low calorie diets for long periods, and being mindful when appetite is suppressed, especially on medications like Ozempic. So this is my fourth tip: create a calorie deficit, but not a starvation signal. It really helps to work with the nutritionist or a functional medicine provider to understand this fine line. So the fifth essential tip to prevent hair loss is supporting gut absorption and hormonal balance. So you can be eating all the right foods, but if your gut is not absorbing nutrients properly, your hair may still not get what it needs. And this is where symptoms like bloating, reflux, constipation, or food sensitivities become important clues. And there's also another layer to this. It's connection between gut and the thyroid, and I have the whole video about that. The gut plays a role in nutrient absorption, inflammation, and even how thyroid hormones are activated. So if gut health is off, it can indirectly affect thyroid function, and thyroid function is very important for hair growth. This also ties into weight loss. So when gut function improves, people often notice better digestion, more stable energy, and sometimes easier, more sustainable weight loss. And I see that a lot at our clinic when improving digestion has an amazing effect on the whole body. Of course, at our clinic, we have a comprehensive lifestyle and supplement protocols to help this whole process. But if you're not working with a functional medicine doctor, you still can do some of it yourself, like focusing on whole foods. That should not be that difficult with all the information that we have. Improving sleep, that's hard. Reducing stress, that's not easy. But all of this can make a difference. Of course, talking about stress, I have to mention cortisol. If cortisol is high from stress, poor sleep, or aggressive dieting, that alone can disrupt the hair cycle. So this fifth tip is don't just focus on what you eat. Focus on how your body processes and responds to it. If you need help with that, check out Mindful Medical Functional Clinic and how we approach gut health. So, to summarize my 5 tips on preventing hair loss during weight loss. Number 1, prioritize protein. Number 2, support iron and ferritin. Number 3, replenish key micronutrients like zinc, vitamin D, biotin, and B vitamins. Number 4, avoid extreme calorie restriction. And number 5, support gut health, thyroid function, stress, and overall hormonal balance. And I have to say that these are general principles, but everyone is different. Before making any significant dietary changes, starting supplements, or changing your weight loss plan, please discuss this with your physician. And if you want a more personalized and in-depth approach, then I would strongly encourage you to work with a functional medicine provider while you're losing weight. That really, really helps, because we want the weight loss to support your overall health and not come at such a high cost of losing your hair. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Until next time, bye-bye.